Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, please click that subscribe button down below, and remember, likes go a long way to help support the channel. So I have not ridden my bike in a week, and the reason why is this haze over these mountains. Right now there are storms brewing just beyond those mountains, and last night we got hammered with rain. Down here in Scottsdale, or just the Phoenix area in general, like, it'll look like this, and in the matter of like a half an hour, it'll just be torrential downpours and like crazy ass lightning. So, you know, I've been jonesing to get back on the bike. Willing to bet that in the next hour or so, all hell is going to break loose, or at least, you know, in the next couple hours. But we are going to talk about the new Harley-Davidson models and what I think of the models basically in the future and with their current platform, what needs to be done to those models. You know, the most important one I think is the Livewire, and that is the one that is most likely, in my opinion, to bring millennials into motorcycles, which is what Harley is really pushing for. They're really struggling to get the newer riders into the market, and when I think about a newer rider and what they're looking for in a bike, what I think is younger people really aren't interested in shifting. They don't want to know anything about a clutch. They don't want to know anything about a friction zone or thinking about downshifting into corners and stuff that a lot of motorcycle people really hold near and dear to their heart and really enjoy. I don't think the newer people coming up through really want to deal with that stuff. There's something a little bit like, well, that's not normal. I mean, people really enjoy banging through gears and all that, but I mean, your newer people that are coming up, your younger generation, you know, they don't even know what it's like to, in a car, to rip through gears off a stoplight, let alone buying a bike and feeling that same thing. So it's not that they don't enjoy it, they just don't have a frame of reference. And to somebody who doesn't want to learn how to drive a manual transmission or hop on a motorcycle and figure out how to shift through all the gears, I think Livewire is going to be the first real experience on a motorcycle that eliminates shifting but adds a whole lot of experience. I mean, anybody who is an environmentally friendly person is going to enjoy that bike, and a meathead who loves to go fast is going to enjoy that bike. So it's going to kind of do everything well for everybody, I think. So I do think the Livewire is going to be a big success. I really do. And I think it's also going to open up another market. I think people are going to laugh at the bicycles that Harley put out there. I would imagine like your Road King riding Harley masses that exist now are just going to absolutely hate that. But we are in a new generation and a new era, and once the millennials age out, there's another generation coming behind them. And if you think the Road King is what's going to do it, I mean, you're delusional, because it's just simply not. I think these bicycles are going to be something that your younger generation will embrace, and as long as the price of entry isn't astronomical, which, you know, if Harley thinks they're going to come out with a $10,000 electric bicycle that the middle class is going to get their kids for Christmas, you know, they're insane. I think they have to come out with something that, you know, a bike in the electric realm that's maybe like $3 or $4 grand, but they really need to get something that the younger generation, and I mean younger kids in that generation, can pick up, ride, develop that brand loyalty. You know, a few grand or whatever, you can pick one up, beat the snot out of it as a kid, and then when you get older, you're going to just start graduating through the classes of their bikes. So the Pan America is, I think the design is weird. I want to love it, and I'm just not there yet, but, you know, being kind of into the whole Harley, I guess, brand, I really want to love the Pan America. Maybe I got to see one first, but I'm just not there yet. But I do think it's going to be a great bike as far as entering in that market. It's going to be kind of a controversial bike for them as far as looks and everything is concerned. So from a standpoint of getting people talking about it, I think Harley did a great job with that. It'll be interesting to see what that comes out with accessories and everything that comes with Harley, and Harley loves to sell accessories. So with the Pan America, there's going to be just a bazillion bolt-on things for that bike. I think it's a wise move for Harley. They're going to be able to really generate some revenue off of that bike, I think, as long as it's not a complete dud. Now that brings me into the Streetfighter. That bike, that Streetfighter, is going to be compared to the Buell, and there's no getting around it. It's just, that is what it is. So that Streetfighter, I think, is a really awesome looking bike. I personally like it. I know they're going to get beat up by sport bike guys. So what I'm hoping happens with that Streetfighter is that Harley is capable of really just swinging for the fences and just not only silencing the critics with it, but being able to really come into that market with something that's not Buell, but is just really capable of excelling in that sport bike market. Now, the custom that they announced, like, it's a cool looking bike and everything, but that's not what's going to make Harley, like, propel. To me, that's just another Softail. It's just kind of another bike in the range of bikes they already have, and, like, it's cool. I'm happy they're expanding on their bike offerings, but that's not the future of Harley. What I think the future of Harley is the things that they have not done well so far. And I'm saying that from a standpoint of, it's not that they haven't done well, they just haven't been an innovator or leader. It is their existing touring platform, and the diehard Harley guys would want to punch me right in the head when I say that I think the touring platform needs to change. And I think it needs to change and can do it while not abandoning their existing touring customers. A lot of what prevented me from going with the Street Glide was I wasn't really blown away with, like, the infotainment system and the things that you're buying with that. I know a lot of the older Harley riders don't necessarily care, but I do know for a fact that the younger millennials, if they're capable of buying a bike in that touring model range, a $30,000 motorcycle, they're going to look at it and feel underwhelmed with the tech. I feel that way, and I think that, it's only reasonable to think that any other tech-minded person looking at a bike in that range is also just going to look at it and feel kind of underwhelmed. So some, I guess, minor changes, I think, could really just take that, like the Street Glide I'm talking about in general, and the Road Glide. If they can add CarPlay or Android Auto onto that platform, really give that entertainment system something to talk about as opposed to just being kind of meh, it's there. They need to be able to do more than just play Bluetooth songs over their system. It's 2018, and the Goldwing has it, and a lot of the other platforms are just kind of, I guess, beating Harley at that infotainment game. So it's not really a major change that needs to be done as far as the aesthetics of the bike in general go, but just the small things, which to the millennials are big things. I did see a Jalopnik article by an author, last name was Brownell, I saw this week, where they say that Harley is working on some crash avoidance, some automatic braking, and things like that, and I think that's going to be a huge selling point to the market. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, how do you have automatic braking on a bike? And the same ABS haters are going to just rail against this automatic crash avoidance or braking thing, but I can tell you right now, ABS has already saved my bacon once, and I'm a believer in that aspect. So millennials, this is where there's the difference in opinion. The millennials are going to want that stuff, and the maybe older current customer base is going to look at that kind of stuff and be asking, how can I deactivate these things? Which, whatever, it is what it is. I'm not saying that anybody's right or wrong. I'm just saying that the market is going to demand these types of systems be in place, and unless Harley is willing to get there and get there first, or with the rest of the market at least, a lot of millennials are just going to look other places or just not buy them. And that is just my opinion. So I thank you very much for watching. Again, if this is your first time, please click that subscribe button down below. And remember, likes go a long way to help support the channel. And if you are new to motorcycles, watch trucks like this. They will kill you. Stuff like that terrifies me. I don't know who strapped that stuff down. I'm not saying that it was done poorly, but I'm saying it could have been done poorly, and the last thing you want to do is take one of those chain binders off the knock and it'll kill you. So be careful for stuff like that. So thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time.